Namaste, world raisers. So, yeah, the topic of this short talk is Hanumanji. Yeah, in this crazy, messed up world that we're in right now, the perfection of this chaos, what would Hanumanji be doing? What would he do? What would his behavior do? So, of course, many of you may know in Christianity, it's a big thing where Christians will ask themselves, if they're in a tough spot, a tough situation, a moral dilemma, they'll ask, what would Jesus do? And then that would help them to guide their actions towards more virtue. And I'm just wondering, if there's that same practice and concept within Sanatan Dharma, right? Because I've been in Varanasi for quite a while now, and I've gone to the Sankat Mochan temple, like 5 or 6 times, spent a lot of time there, practicing and just observing the devotion, the chanting, the recitation of the Hanuman Chalisa. It's very, very beautiful. And it's a lot of young men, many, right? So just seeing it was overwhelming. So even I went late nights, some of the late nights, I believe Saturday night and then one other night of the week. Yeah, they stay late. So we stayed till midnight just chanting for a whole hour from 11 to midnight. Is incredible. So this devotion towards Hanumanji, is a real big thing, right? So ultimately Lord Ram, Hanumanji has Lord Ram and Sita in his heart, and he rips his chest open to reveal that. Yeah, it's very, very, very symbolic. So in today's day and age, with the internet and the access to all sorts of images and depictions, with the corn industry, young men are susceptible. You can get caught up in lust. So this has really been brought over from the Western world, and it's taking the whole world by storm. Everybody has access to it now, right in your pocket. So it's absolutely crazy. So just wondering if any of you guys practice that. What would Hanumanji do? And then reflect. Would he be susceptible to that? So brahmacharya, right? So celibacy. Yeah, there's no way that he would even be entertaining that in the slightest. And then you got to look at all of the warriors from the Ramayana and the Mahabharata, Karn, Arjun, Bhim, Yudhishthir. Even the other fellas, Duryodhan. You really got to question. So there was a higher level of dharma and righteousness, amongst them that, they wouldn't even entertain that, because there's a knowingness of the purity of our soul and the sanctity of our minds, and to keep those pure, especially understanding the ultimate nature of reality. So they would have, of course, had that education at a young age. They would have went into the Gurukul system, and that has pretty much evaporated now. So a lot of the ancient wisdom wasn't really being sought out or taught to the younger generation. So now it's really up to the individuals to seek that out for themselves. So if you guys are on that journey, then I applaud you. And then all the YouTube channels out there that are really preaching and promoting this ancient wisdom now is incredible. And then seeing the views go up and the subscribers, and then people are really, really learning about that. And to be honest, it's going to be mostly Hindus that are regaining this knowledge and wisdom, because the rest of the world is really caught up in their own religions and their own values and their own cultures and their own customs. So there's going to be a push amongst Indians and Hindus and Sanatan Dharmis to really regain this knowledge, seek that truth, let go of the negativity, let go of the lust and the overwhelming desire, the other temptations of greed and anger and hate and ill will, and really modifying the behavior, right? So recognizing a negative behavior when a negative thought enters the mind, to really work on that and question it and use the deities, right? So I used to do this early on in my spiritual awakening journey, where I would manifest deities within my mind. And in the early days, it was really, Jesus, Buddha, and Krishna, because of course they calibrate at the highest level possible within the human domain. So full avatars of the one infinite source. So I would call upon them to guard my mind, and then negative thoughts, they began to dissipate. So it's a practice. And you can even do it without deities, just the power of your own mind. But imagine, calling upon Hanumanji, to help you, especially when his presence, and he's still here. He's eternal. He's one of the immortals that are still on planet Earth right now. So of course his energy is going to be abundant and powerful, and he'll help you. So this is the power of prayer. And when I talked about spiritual warfare, that's what it is. You're taking on the armor of God, and you're calling upon these higher deities to help you in your quest. Because ultimately, if it wasn't for the power of the higher levels and the beings at those levels, then we would all be doomed. We would all be lost. So of course, there's self-effort, but still spiritual advancement is due to grace, right? Divine grace of those at the higher levels, which is why, true, authentic, higher level spiritual teachers and gurus are, very, very powerful. And a lot of people still believe that you need a guru. And of course, the guru, to me, is a transmitter of the teachings. So ultimately, it's the teachings that are the most important, and then connecting to the divine, right? To God, to the infinite field of consciousness within, a very high deity. And then you have the inner guru that will help you have the realizations, the insights, and then the knowingness will come about, and then the behavior will begin to modify. And then the consciousness will rise into the higher levels of more bliss and peace and contentment, to see the world, the external world, as Maya, the play, the illusion. And it's not about others, it's about our behavior towards the outer, right? Towards the others. And to see it as the cosmic dance, the divine play. So the people that are coming in are indications. How do we react? Do we react, or do we respond appropriately from the higher levels? Woo! Dogs going crazy. But so to wrap it up, so let me know which deities you guys are connected with. Is Hanumanji a big one for you? For me, is the ultimate warrior, encompassing devotion, so not just passive. So I think this became a problem, within Christianity. Of course, back in the Middle Ages, during the Crusades and all of that, there was some really going out and conquering and defeating evil with this Christianity. So there would have been a lot of really manly, men for Jesus Christ, even though Jesus Christ mostly just preached non-violence and non-fighting, and what would seem like a lot more passivity. And that maybe led overall to the kind of downfall of masculinity within men in the West right now. And then if that seeped into the pervasive culture, because human consciousness is one infinite field of consciousness, so masculine consciousness would also be a field, right? So to regain that divine masculinity and bring that forth in the world, to really practice and let go of the lower base negativities, and then we're practicing Dharma and righteousness. And Hanumanji is the epitome of that, right? So totally 100% devoted to God, doing the practices, understanding the wisdom and the knowledge. He did it all, right? Practicing the karma yoga, Raja yoga, meditation, connection to the divine, bhakti, of course, devotion, selfless service to God, And then, of course, he had the wisdom, so the Jnana Yoga. So incredible, 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 powerful deity. So you really got a question, in today's day and age, what would he do, right? So yes, SR, semen retention, retaining the seed is, yeah, incredibly, incredibly powerful. And there was a reason for that practice, for brahmacharya, right? Yeah, it keeps the man focused on purpose, vision, dharma, action, right? So incredibly important. So hope you guys get what I'm talking about. Let me know what you think. Are you practicing? Are you connected to the higher deities? And which ones are you using to help you on your journey? Yeah, let me know. And we'll see you on the next one. Peace.